When we look at history carefully, something interesting becomes clear. Over the last 500 years, three major global superpowers rose to dominate the world. And all three collapsed by going through remarkably similar processes, even though they lived in different eras. Today, in 2025, some people believe the United States may be experiencing similar stages of that same process, step by step, decision by decision. It feels as if a story we've read before in history is opening again in front of us. If we go back to the 1590s, Spain was the richest and most powerful empire in the world. It controlled a large share of the world's gold and silver. Its armies dominated Europe. Its currency was accepted almost everywhere. Yet this immense power weakened far faster than anyone expected. Within about 80 years, Spain went bankrupt. It shifted from being a world-shaping empire to a second-tier power, and it never fully recovered. In 1914, Britain offers a similar picture. It ruled the largest empire in human history. The sun was said to never set on British territory. The pound sterling sat at the center of global trade, but only 40 years later the empire had largely disappeared. The currency lost its dominance. Britain became a junior partner to the United States on the world stage. Then there was the Soviet Union in 1991. Nuclear weapons, global influence, satellites circling the Earth. A superpower in every visible sense. Yet within roughly 900 days, it vanished. Not because of war, not because of invasion, but because of economic exhaustion. Three different powers, 3 different centuries, one very familiar story. And this is where the concern begins. If imperial decline follows recognizable stages, then many argue that the United States has already passed through a significant portion of them. So the question isn't whether we're approaching the pattern. It may be that we're already inside it. This is, at its core, a story about how empires end, why each one believes, this time we're different, and why history so often proves otherwise. What's more unsettling is that these processes usually move faster than people want to believe. How an empire actually declines. The decline of a superpower rarely begins with invasion or a decisive military defeat. More often it begins with economic strain. A state takes on more responsibility than it can realistically sustain. Military bases spread across the world. Multiple commitments exist at the same time. Promises multiply. Debt grows. At first everything still looks stable. The currency works. The military remains strong. Leaders sound confident, but beneath the surface cracks begin to form. Resources are misused. Productivity slows. Talented people look elsewhere. Then the process accelerates. Allies quietly hedge their bets. Rivals test boundaries. Trade routes shift. Confidence in the currency slowly weakens. What once provided strength gradually becomes a burden. This isn't theory. It happened to Spain. It happened to Britain. It happened to the Soviet Union. And in each case, the same core mistakes were repeated. In short, this narrative isn't saying that everything will collapse tomorrow. What it does say is simpler. No power lasts forever. No system sustains itself automatically. Money, military strength, and technology matter. But without production, social trust, and long-term sustainability, they aren't enough. Maybe this time will be different. Maybe problems will be recognized early. Maybe direction will change. But history suggests one thing clearly. Problems that are ignored eventually demand attention. The answers aren't hidden in the future. Most of them are already written in the past. And for those willing to look closely, some of the signs are already visible.